it's not always about your job role. It's about you as an individual.
Young people do that because they want to see how far their social is willing to go.
We have to help these young people prepare for real life.
You know what? There's more to us than just kicking a football and just rapping. Yeah. As a black man, I can be educated. Right. You say, people, it's another episode of The Social Worker and the Mentor. We are back. Another episode. You know what, Rob? I'm not going to lie to you. I know we always going to say like, subscribe and share. But you know what? They are doing it, you know.
Yeah.
They're liking, subscribing, they're sharing.
Yeah.
You know, we're pushing it.
It's
which is really good,
though.
bruv, which is really, really good.
Nah, thank you so much, guys.
How you been? You look tired, bro. You actually look tired, bro. You know that?
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you, right, yeah? Like, you know, like, I was filming and I was okay. Then I was like, rah, I'm falling asleep now. Flipping that, man.
Bro, you know what that's a sign? That's a sign of you need a break or burnout, bruv. You know what, yeah? I've actually asked you, are you burnt out?
Nah.
You're not?
Nah. I'm just a hustler, yeah? You know what I'm saying, right, yeah? It's a hustler. You know what I mean? Just doing what I got to do. Holiday season come up soon.
I told you, bruv.
I'm a wait now, yeah? You know what it is? Got holidays coming up soon. I don't think you man understand, you know? Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait, boy. Yeah, man. I'm off soon,
bro, you've been
man.
hitting gym hard, innit?
I'm trying to ting, bruv. Trying to ting, man, innit, man? You know you got holiday and you're going with beast. Yeah,
you got to look the part, innit?
Right.
You have to look the part.
You have to tell them, man, listen, like you men are not doing this, yeah, right? No. I'm not gonna be that guy that's no.
Nah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Right,
and he's the smallest one there, innit? Yeah. Nah, I hear that.
Listen, this is not Love Island, yeah, because this year none of them men are looking just like whoa. And you know what I'm saying, Jim? I see one bear's got bare love handles. One bear just looks like skinny fat, yeah. Like pause, no homo, but it just looks all mad though, bruv. You get me?
Nah, I hear you.
Mad?
I hear you.
But yes, I'm alive. I'm kicking.
Yeah.
I'm well,
now, guys, you know what? Yeah, just to say that
man.
I'm in a reflective mood, reflective space, you know, and I'm really, honestly, Rob, like I have to say, people, I don't say it enough, but like this podcast, bruv, he's tired.
I know, I'm sorry, man.
Oh. I told you he's tired, bruv. Are you showing this episode?
Listen. Hey, you know, it's like now they're trying to avoid the episode, you know.
No, I'm not trying to avoid it. Bruv, you've yawned like 3-4 times, isn't it?
No, this is a deep thing, you know.
So you can't yawn then.
I know, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And sometimes you have to get deeper. You know, right? You know, all right, let's start anyway, right? Yeah.
All right. But hold on, guys.
No, they know the thing already. We're starting now, bro. We're starting.
All right. So on a deeper frequency, yeah. This is a very deep episode.
Massive frequency.
Yeah, it's true. Nah, particularly as men, as black men.
All right, so
this is deep, but I'll let you kick it off, bro.
All right, so the other day, what's today? Today's what?
Today's.
Oh yeah, today's. So 2 days ago, I think you sent it to me, or I sent it to you. Can't remember. Yeah, and then I was watching this documentary on PTSD, right? Yeah, and I was watching it. I was like, rah.
But bruv, whose documentary? So, guys, by the time this is released, this episode will be released weeks. But tell them what the episode, innit?
Yeah. So you know, Krept from Krept and Conan. So Krept, it was about his journey of having post trauma, and you know, there was an incident that happened where he lost his stepfather due to a gang related incident, basically. Yeah. So obviously, any young person that loses a father figure or a male father figure, and more importantly, a positive male father figure, that's going to have some form of effect on you eventually, isn't it? Right? Yeah. And I think what it is with post trauma, even with something like mental health, I think sometimes people like to take the piss or take for granted that sometimes you may look okay physically on the outside. Yeah. You may look fine. You still may go work or be around your friendship groups. He, laughing. Right, what are you saying, brother? Everything good and everything, yeah? But little do people know, when you go home to your yard, is he self-harming? Is he crying? Yeah? Does he want to commit suicide? Yeah? What sort of negative thoughts is he thinking, right? Do we know what that person's gone through 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago? Has something happened to trigger? What is that trigger?
Yeah.
So I do apologize. Yeah. So for me, I thought, nah, man needs to talk about this because, as I said before, you know, I'm a mentor. You're a social worker. You know, we have already, and we're going to continue to come across, you know, working with young people who experience post-trauma.
Yeah.
But not only that, my brother, right? Yeah. Also professionally, bruv. And, you know, I really want also our professional colleagues as well to take aid and listen to this as well, because I think sometimes, especially as men, especially as black men, doesn't matter what color you are, but I know as a black man, and I know as a black man, and you as a fellow black man, that, you know, black men, which we have repeated before in another episode, right? Yeah, they don't always like to talk about their feelings.
We don't always like to talk. We don't.
There's a massive stigma, but you see that documentary the other day? Oh my god!
No, I know what you're saying, Rob. It's
powerful, bro. Powerful.
I think in general, but in our line of work, I think sometimes in terms of trauma, we don't really kind of take a step back and reflect on the impact that it will have on us. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it does. I think, as you mentioned, that documentary was very, very deep. That's somebody who is a superstar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And has spoken about the issues that he's gone through. And that's why I have to respect him, because as a black man to come out and discuss that, it needs to happen.
Do you know what's so crazy as well? So when we, in our line of work, once again, when we have a young person who might have post-trauma or depression or severe mental health, right, yeah, we know 9 times out of 10, if that young person is under 16, social care, early years or probation or inclusion, they're going to refer that young person to CAMS, yeah?
or early help, yeah.
Right?
But bruv, that's another episode. You know that, because
no, right. So this Krept is famous, yeah? He's financially okay, yeah? Now, it also taught me, it don't matter how much money you're making, yeah? Even those who are wealthy have to be in a waiting list. Man was on a waiting list, bruv.
Yeah.
No, brother, you're not understanding me.
No, he's on a waiting list, I know.
The man was on a waiting list.
Yeah. With all the money that he's got.
Like, you're not supposed to be in a waiting list. You're supposed to get that help straight away.
Yeah.
But then also as well, it took them time to diagnose him with post-trauma. Yeah. You know, but once again, you know, he just handled it. And I think one of the things that I want to be taught more in schools, but also as well, with local authority, for me, there needs to be much more on well-being, yeah? Looking after yourself, right, yeah? I just think that, yeah, COVID's gone, so it was almost compulsory. Every week, counselling, therapy.
Yeah.
Do you want to go talk to someone, right, yeah? It was fantastic. It was like, right. But you know what? That's how it should be all the time.
Yeah, it should be,
Prime example. We spoke about, you know, our social workers' values, right, yeah? The immense pressure that a social worker goes under, right, yeah, right? And part of the reason why that there is a massive turnover of social workers is because mentally and emotionally they're drained, and they're drained to the point they need counselling. But they need to talk to someone.
But I think, bruv, in terms of trauma, because what we're talking about, I think in terms of the job role that we do, unfortunately, bruv, I think, and Lewis, it's quite sad for me to go and say this as well, I feel as though because of what's going on, that actually at times as social workers, we become very desensitized to trauma.
It's normalized, bro. It's normalized.
Yeah, and I don't mean that because we haven't got the emotional regulation or understand. I just think it's like, bro, it's like when I said to you last time, how, you know, as a social worker, I've been abused by parents and what have you. And it's like, maybe for another social worker, that could be very, very traumatic for them. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas to me, it was kind of like, well, it's standard. Or when I had a young person raise a knife to me on a home visit, when I was with you, you know, that could have been traumatic for me. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, that should have shaken me. But I was kind of like of the view, well, it's the nature in the industry. And honestly, Lewis, like, I as a social worker, I shouldn't really have that. Yeah. Because, do you know what I'm saying? Because I shouldn't be desensitized to those things that happen because actually it's part of my day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And I think that's part of the problem. Sometimes with, you know, I mean, this documentary was massive, but I think in our line of work, sometimes there's certain things that it's become so everyday that if we talk about it, it's like, because if I say to you, Rob, you know, oh yeah, by the way, Rob, you know, this young person raised a knife to me. You know, I was like, right, mad thing. Yeah. But I should feel like, raw. Now, what happens if that happens to me again? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, this is the thing, right? Yeah, because as I said before, I'm going to keep going to back what I'm talking about. Yeah, just to keep on track, right? Yeah. So this is male, like to our female audience, right? Yeah. That's going to be a different topic because I think it's important to separate the two, right? Because I think sometimes men specifically just need to be heard. So this is I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about men. Yeah, males. Like young boys who go to school, young teenagers who go to college, young men who are married or single, whatever, whatnot. Like men.
Bro, can I jump on the back of that?
Male trauma. Yeah.
You know what you're talking about, and I think it's good you brought it back because the cases that I've had, Rob, with a lot of young men that I've worked with and that we've worked with. It's like, there's a lot of things I think that they're trauma that we take for granted. For example, like a lot of the cases that I've had, Lewis, whereby I've worked with young men and maybe an area for them is not safe. And for them, they're always looking over their shoulder. That is trauma. It is. And at times as professionals, we can go and say, oh, why don't you go down this route to get home and all those sorts of things? No, it's not about that. The young man is telling me, I don't feel safe in the area. I've got issues with other young people. I'm always looking over my shoulder. Yeah. Going through your area every single day, looking over your shoulder, is trauma. Yeah. Or young people who have lost their friends to knife crime. Yeah. That is trauma. Yeah. If you're there and you've witnessed it. Or maybe, for example, a young boy who may, as you know, with Conan, you know, may lose, you know, their parent, or maybe their dad's not involved. That is trauma. Yeah. It is. And I think those little things there, we have to be aware of because a lot of the times we look at young people, we look at our young boys, we look at our young black boys, and at times we see them as very, very angry and rude and all sorts of things. But we need to go beneath the surface to understand the reason why. Yeah. In terms of their lived experiences. Yeah. And some, I think professionals we have, and as social workers as well. I'm not saying all of us, but I'm saying at times we can have that kind of blanket view when that's actually not the case. Yeah. If you do life story work with young people and you get to the root of what's happening, there's some form of trauma there. That's the origin, is the reason why they're experiencing what they're experiencing. Do you see my point?
I think going back to the documentary, because as I said before, like this was for me, it was a very deep, and I think sometimes we do have to have serious conversations, right? Yeah. And sometimes uncomfortable conversations. So also in the documentary, it spoke about, as you said before, about loss. It's normalized now for a young person to lose their friend under the age of 16.
I know. Yeah.
It's like making a cup of tea. It's like making it's like making a sandwich.
Which is sad.
Right? It's normalized now, right? Yeah. Now, when it comes also to professional now, and this is where there needs to be a very serious balance. So I'm not scared to tell the audience, yes, I've been counselling. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've been counselling, right? Yeah. For me, professionally, to my fellow professionals, right, male professionals, you should go counselling. If you've had any form of trauma, and what I mean by that, I mean you might have broken up with an ex-partner. Yeah. It might have been a bad breakup. Yeah. You might have lost your mum and dad. You know, a parent loss. You know, there are some men who are close to their mum. There are some men who are close to their dad. It might be a sibling loss.
Oh, grandparent, yeah.
In your specific job role, you might have lost a young person. You also, as a professional, might just, do you know, it's just an everyday thing. There are young people who I lost, that was part of my caseload. I still think about them now.
Do you know what, bro? Yeah. I want to get a bit personal because... So
what I'm saying is that the importance of talking to a therapist, a counsellor, there's nothing wrong with it, you know. It doesn't take away your manhood, right? Yeah, I get it. Where men are strong, leaders, powerful, strong, right? Yeah, but guess what? As Crep said in the documentary yesterday, sometimes you don't want to be strong, right? Yeah, it's okay to have. Do you know? It's actually okay to have a cry every now and then. You know, no, real talk. It's okay to have a cry. Yeah, I think sometimes, we always want to look at the glamour and glitz and the happy side. No,
Yeah.
Being real is not showing the happy side of things. Being real is talking about that rare. If you're a man, it's okay for you to cry. So it's okay for you to cry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, right? Yeah. Like, I'll be honest with you, right? Yeah. This is another thing. Sorry to go on, right? But I did a survey, well, a case study with one of my friendship groups, and you'll be surprised how much friendship groups don't know about each other, about their family, their upbringing, whether their friends' fathers are in their life. What are you hiding? Or is it your trauma? Or are you hiding about, are you embarrassed of your upbringing or who you are as a person? We are walking traumas.
Yeah.
Humans are walking traumas. Like, yeah? We are walking, everyone is walking around with a trauma.
Yeah.
But as the documentary said, it's how we handle it. Yeah. How are we managing it? How we handle it? Yeah. Right. Because guess what? Don't make it define you, or, you know, not make you lead a good life, because you can lead a good life. But trauma it's a hard one, because it's like, if you don't deal with it and you don't manage it right, yeah, it will eventually have a negative impact, and it will catch up on you, bro.
Yeah, because I'll be deep in it, because obviously I know we're in July, innit? So the time this episode comes out, it might be, you know, later on August or September, innit? So my grandma died 2 months ago, innit? Do you know what I mean? Ghana. Now, I won't lie to you, my grandma was very prominent in my life from the beginning. If I used to call my grandma mum, innit, because not that my mum's not but my grandma. So I was very close to my grandma. She was there for me, school, college. She came to my graduation and everything. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I found out my grandma passed away, I'm not gonna lie, I did cry, innit. But I'd cry, but I didn't cry bare, innit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Now, by the time this episode comes out, I'll be burying my grandma, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I haven't, I'm still dealing with it, and I'm getting on with it. And it hasn't hit me yet. And I think where I'm kind of struggling, even though she's in another country, innit? But when she was here, I was very close to her. I still with my grandma every single year. Is that I think for me, the part that I know I'm going to struggle with is that the next phase of my life is gonna progress, and she's not gonna be there for a lot of my milestones. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I get married and have children, my grandma always used to say to me, "Oh, when you get married, son, you know, you're gonna, I want to wear my head wrap and everything, and you know, and be there." You know, so, but for me, the next phase of my life with her not being there, like, I don't know if I've geared myself up for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Even going to bury her as well, I don't even know how I'm going to be. And to be honest with you, bruv, when my grandma passed away, bruv, I still went to work. I didn't even take time. I cried over the night. I still went to work. I was still shaking, but I went to work. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even take time out.
But do you know what that is? Right, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Yeah, right. Nana's my guy. Nana, you need to watch the documentary again. I'm being honest with you, bro.
Yeah, no. I need to watch it again.
I'm actually being serious when I say this, right? Yeah, because I'll tell you what it is, right? Yeah. Individually, as men, we have to be educated to understand what a fellow man is going through, right? Yeah. Whether you're black, white, orange, blue, it doesn't matter what culture, where you're from. But men, as you know, we have the highest rate of suicide. Okay,
yeah, we do.
Yeah? And it does stem from post-trauma, right? Yeah. And I think you're right. And what a lot of people tend to do is, you know, put it off, put it to your back of the mind. It's called avoidance, right? Yeah. Right. It's called chemical avoidance. Yeah. And that terminology is when you have a trigger, you have a trauma, right? Yeah. But on purpose, you're putting it at the back of your mind to keep busy. But guess what? It's actually a little bit healthy in doing that, yeah, because it just means, okay, I'm not thinking about it, but it's always there.
But that's what I've been doing.
Right, yeah, right,
yeah.
Right? But what a lot of men do, a lot of men, even myself, right, yeah, as I said, like, if I lost a family member, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a crier. I'm just being that way. Some men cry, some men don't cry. I'm just not a crier, yeah. I have a terminology, right? Yeah. Pain is strength, right? Yeah. Or embrace the pain, right? So I just so anything bad, I just embrace it.
Yeah.
Right. It just makes me stronger, right? Yeah. What am I crying for? But I say that to myself. When I say it out loud, I say it to myself. But then I got some friendship groups, bruv. What? Are you still working? You need to take time off, you know. Do you know what I mean? Right? Yeah. But it's the trauma, and it's the managing the trauma. And then sometimes,
but I think I've suppressed it. I think my grandma's deaf at the moment. I think I've suppressed it by working.
Oh yeah.
And I think, bro, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I'm being difficult. I'm just saying that I think I've suppressed it because I'm working, and I've kind of dealing with it. The fact that, you know what, let me go to work and see how. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know another thing as well? All right. So in our line of work, especially in our line of work, right? Yeah, and this is where this also adds to the trauma. When you've gone through trauma, right? Because listen, trauma is life is a journey. Life is a journey. Yeah, life is about trying to figure things out. You know, how can I be happy in life? How can I have a better direction? Yeah. What do I want to achieve? You know, what do I want to do? You know, how can I figure out life? You know, when I wake up every day, do I want to be happy? Do I want to be sad? When I go to bed, like me, when I leave the yard, I pray. I pray every day. I told you, I pray when I leave the house that God guides me, and He also guides me to return home safely. Yeah, and my family, okay, right? Yeah, right. Could you be surprised, you know, bruv? Right? Yeah,
yeah.
Some people don't come. Some people don't go home.
No, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? Right? Yeah. So it's like we're walking traumas, right? Yeah, but then in our line of work, we're dealing with more trauma, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm already going through a mad thing personally, and then I've got to deal with this young person and his mum and dad who's also going through trauma. A toxic dad or a toxic mum,
yeah, or
the young person is just, he's fucked because he's going through a trauma himself, and then I'm taking all that burden, I'm taking all that family's problem, and I've got to figure out the best strategy way how I'm going to like deal with their case or their issues, and you've got on top of mine as well.
And your own thing that's going on.
It's difficult, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So I just think outlets, talking, and I think it is getting better, because like when I look on social media now, I see a lot of these charities or men's organisation, and bruv, talking's good, you know. Do you know what I mean?
But I also think that, Rob, you know what, as a community as well, because I think, particularly in our community, African Caribbean cultures as well, kind of like us being able to be vocal as well and talk. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes culturally you have like, oh, your elders, or if you're going through something, oh,
no, forget that.
Just go
time to talk. Time to talk.
Like, it is time to talk. And as men as well. And I think we have to be saying to men that, you know what, it's actually okay to be vulnerable.
It's a necessity.
Because remember, you always say that, oh, you know, as men, we have to be showing that we're masculine. But actually, no, showing your emotions through trauma actually is a strength. And being able to talk about it and be open is actually emotional. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because more time, as you said, men are the ones we experience, you know, suicide. We do. And even for, you know, a lot of our young men, like I said, looking over your shoulder, a friend being stabbed, maybe you don't go past that exam that you want to pass, all sorts of things. All these things, bruv, they impact on young people and young men.
Do you know another thing as well? All right. So when you work for local authority, in fact, it doesn't have, like, not even just any job in general, right? Yeah. The importance of protecting your space, your personal well-being is a necessity, right? Because you see now, right? Yeah, I know if I feel the trigger of burnout or any anxiety, but yo, you're not seeing me for 3 weeks.
You checked out, yeah,
right? And that's what I do now. Because I'll tell you this now, brother, right? Yeah, like see me and Nana, we go above and beyond, right? Yeah, and I will continue to be professional. But you see, I'm going to be honest with you. You see now, that above and beyond also applies to me, myself, and I.
100%.
Right, yeah,
yeah.
Because after a while, I'm just thinking, right, is this worth it? Like, because what am I getting out of it? The family's getting all me. They're getting all my juice, and then what? I'm left with like 1 or 2 drops. Yeah, I'm 32, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what's then, bruv.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah, as I said before, that documentary for me, it triggered me in a good way. Like, in terms of awareness and the importance of, you know, as black men and just men in general, that, you know, that post-trauma is no joke. And it's got nothing to do with age, brother. It's got nothing to do with age.
Yeah.
Right, yeah? You could be 7, 15, 21, 28, right, yeah?
Yeah.
30, a granddad, like, it doesn't matter what age you are. It can get you any time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought, I just want to just talk about that, you know, to our professionals. If you are going through any post-trauma challenges or experience anything, don't be embarrassed. Go and get the help.
No, it's important. It's important, man. And also for our young people, our young men, that it's actually okay to be vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, emotionally, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's not a sign of weakness.
And do you know where I see it the most? Youth offending.
Oh, yeah, you do.
That is where I see it the most. The youth offending. That particular bunch of young people. Well, it's all young people, but specifically YOS, yeah, because a lot of them are gang related. A lot of them are about the road. A lot of them has seen man after man dying, killed, dying, get shot.
And the thing is, do you know how much trauma? Even though we talk about young men in gangs, do you know how much trauma these men go through?
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, people don't want to talk about that, but yes, of course, we know. Obviously, we're not condoning their behavior or anything, but a lot of those young people, they have been through a lot.
I'm gonna tell you a story, right? Okay, so it's probably about 2 years ago. I'm taking a young person home, and normally he's sitting next to me. Right, yeah, we went to I took him to lunch. Went Nando's. Went Nando's. I picked him up from his school. He was a bit obese, so we had salad and everything. Right, yeah. So he's got post-trauma from losing, you know, a few of his best friends, you know, due to knife crime. Anyway, one of his friends got shot. So he has a lot of nightmares. Anyway, now, so I'm in the car with him now, and I would always like over-exaggerate. Like, rah, is that my guy? What? How much have you lost today? Nah. You know you're the guy in it, right? Yeah. So on purpose, I would over-exaggerate and, hey, listen, I think that guy's looking at you, yeah, now, yeah. I say, what, is that you, yeah? And like he's smiling, he's getting happy, whatever, whatnot. Anyway, now, so we was in the car, and I rang up his AP. I go, yeah, listen, we're stuck in traffic, but we should be back in about 8 or 9 minutes. She goes, like, thanks a lot, Robert. Cool. Anyway, now, all of a sudden now, he starts rocking. What's going on here, man? I go, brother, what's going on? So, Robert, I'm not coping, you know. So I goes, what's wrong? What, are you anxious? He goes, Robert, I'm not coping, you know. I said, what's wrong? So I stopped the car. I go, right, are you okay? He said, Robert. He said, Robert. He just started screaming and he goes,
panic attack, innit?
I want to get out, I want to get out.
Yeah. Panic attack, yeah.
So I took off his seatbelt and he got out and he quickly ran into the back of my car and on the floor.
Really?
Right? I was like, right. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was scared. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was scared.
Yeah.
No, I was professionally and personally scared.
Yeah.
Because it's what the fuck just happened just now, right? Yeah. So a few people was looking. Oh, what's going on? I said, no, it's okay. He just having a bit of a panic attack, right? Yeah. So after 20 minutes, he got up and he looks at the window like that, right? Yeah. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Yeah. I started laughing because me and him have such a great rapport, a relationship, right? Yeah, like, you know, he'll cuss me. Oh yeah, my man is a dickhead, you know. Yeah, but I love him, right? Yeah, you know,
yeah.
Right, yeah. I said, brother, what's going on? Robert, I couldn't cope because I just had a panic attack. He said, oh, I kept thinking about my friend. I said, oh, it's all right, brother, man. Do you know what I mean? So it hasn't left him.
Yeah,
yeah. And he said to me, Robert, what am I gonna do? I said, I don't. I said, you know, boy, well, we need to get you some professional help. I said, do you mind if I contact your counselor therapist? He goes, yeah, please. Now, he's 16, right?
Yeah.
Now that fucking scared me. I'm not gonna lie to you, it fucking scared me.
Yeah.
Because I was driving and he was just like, "What are you doing?"
Just had a panic attack, innit? Yeah. It was triggered.
It was almost like children with autism, they had like an ism and they go back and forth like that. I was thinking, right, what's going on? But he wasn't talking and he couldn't get a speech. So I'm not coping. He's like, I can't cope. Help me. He's sighing. And I was like, right.
Having a panic attack.
What's going on? I was scared, bro. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Yeah. And I'm a confident dude, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, what the Ross?
Panic attack, though.
So obviously, I had a bit of a joke with him. And then, and then we got outside his hostel. I said, right, listen, don't do that again. So don't do them things again on my watch, right? Yeah. Right? I said, bruv, you scared me, you know? I said, I'm so sorry, man. I said, nah, you don't need to, I go, come, you never need to apologize to me. But I said, listen, right? We will continue this next week, right? Yeah, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to find ways how you can handle this, right? Yeah. And sometimes I've had so much different cases or gone through so much different things with young people. I don't realize that their trauma, but it just becomes normal now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
it's true.
It's the, I think what it is, it's not healthy to like just not to talk about it, because there's times my managers will say to me, "Oh, anything you want to talk about?" No, nothing. But no, I should say yes. But I should say yes.
Rob,
do you know what I mean?
But with saying that, is that because you don't feel that your manager or whoever? Do you think that with young people that is because we're not giving them the space to talk about the traumas? Because most time you might go say to them, "Oh, do you want counselling?" No, I'm all right. I don't want no help. I don't want any of this.
Guess what they say? Guess what they say to me? And this is something that I say to youth offending and early years and to inclusion. I've told people them that, yeah. Stop using the word counsellor. Stop using the word therapist. Stop using the word psychotherapist, or, you know.
So it's the professional language.
Yes, it's the jargon.
Right, okay.
Change up the language. Say life coach.
Right, yeah. Aha.
Even sometimes mentor. Right, yeah, because they know, he's going to ask me questions. No. Change up the word.
Yeah. Because you know what it is? Because I think what happens is that when we go and say counsellor, people assume, what? I'm not mad.
Shut down.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, I've got one as well in it. So I remember there was a young person that I worked with, Timmy. Yeah? So our young person, Timmy. So what happened is with this case that I had years ago, Timmy's dad is a convicted rapist. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah, I've had one of them. And Timmy also witnessed
I've had one of them.
His dad sexually abusing his mum.
Oh, yep, I've had one of them as well.
Yeah, and so what happened is that.
Sorry, I've had a similar case.
Yeah. So then what happened is over time, his behavior started to really kind of like escalate a lot. And when I used to do direct work with Timmy, he would say to me, "Nana, I'm going to be like my dad." And do you know the maddest thing is? He always had issues with women in his family. Always. His mum, his sister, his grandma, aunts as well. Yeah. Had issues with women in his family. Yeah. And at school, had issues with girls at school. Yeah. Always fight them. Always fight them. Yeah. And he went and said, "Nana, like, am I gonna be like my dad? Because like, I don't know why, but I just don't get on with women." And when I did my direct work with him, like, I would take him football, and that would be the always thing he'd be worried about. He said to me, "I'm worried about having a girlfriend because I'm worried that I'm gonna be like my dad." Do you know what I'm saying to you? And even when I spoke to Timmy's dad about it, his dad minimized it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he even said to me, Timmy said to me that, "You know what? Like, I spoke to my dad about it, and my dad like said to me that's not the case. But when I spoke to Timmy's mum about it, she said to me, like, Nana, you know what? This is actually what happened." So what I'm saying is that's very traumatic for him. And it escalated. He ended up going into care and everything, but that was a real trigger. But then he started smoking weed and everything, and then even that didn't help because he wasn't sleeping. And all those sorts of things. That was really traumatic for him. But when I came and I sat him down, because his mum was always saying to me that, "Nana, you know what? He needs a man, but that when you talk to him, you settle him down. When you're not there, he's on a mad thing." So when I would always come in, he's like, "She come, Nana, he's kicking off. I come do my home visit. Bro, we're going football. Come, let's go to the park. Let's kick." Calms down, relax. I said, "What's going on?" And it's always when he has contact with his dad, he's triggered. Do you know what I'm saying? And he was always triggered. And even doing counselling, he didn't want to go and address it. And I think you're right. I think the terminology, life coach and mentor, these are things as professionals we have to consider. You know, you made something like, I actually want to tell you like a brief little, I'm going to mention Timmy, because obviously, once again, you know, we haven't mentioned any names or families, or or where they live, right? Yeah, we've used Timmy. This is a generic example that myself and Nana are using. But I'm going to say something now, and this is quite deep what I'm about to say, right? Yeah. So I worked with Timmy,
one time, and Timmy had severe mental health issues, very sexual, very sexual towards females his own age group. So I done a home visit one time, and Mum said to me,